So they were so enlightened. They were the most enlightened people on earth. And they are the most important, they were the most enlightened people in history. But this enlightenment was very important, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took away everything else from them. That was enlightenment was so important that Allah took away everything else from them. What does that mean? The enlightenment in the mind of man, and different civilizations and so forth, they think of it as something that you wonder about things that is deeper than just this life. So where did you come from? What is this life about? Where you are going? And so forth, and so deep, philosophical, as they say, thoughts and so forth. But they say that only comes to man when man is comfortable. See? Because man is always worried about safety. Which is true. We are all worried about our safety. You have to find out where you go to get your next meal. Food is very important to you. You have to secure that. You have to find out where your dwelling is, and it is safe or not. So you have to have a place that you're going to go to at the end of the day. Okay? The safety of food, the safety of dwelling, and the safety of the society. You want to make sure that when you walk in the street, nobody attacking. So the society around, there is some kind of order there and so forth, and safety. And they say, after all of that, mankind is fed, mankind is relaxing in their home, mankind is relaxing in the society and safe, then they become enlightened. Then they think now about what is life about and so forth and so on. This was the opposite with the companions. This was the opposite with the companions. And this is the opposite with us. It's the opposite with us. Because the verse that we started with today shows that. You think you will enter Jannah without going through this? And enter Jannah, that means you're going to be enlightened so much that you're going to live this enlightenment. It's no longer something you are told, it's something that you're going to experience. So you're going to go through that difficulty, but you're going to be the most enlightened one, and you will experience it in Jannah. See? So the companions, safety in the society was gone. The companions did not find the food to eat. The companions did not find a dwelling to stay in when they were in Sheikh Abi Talib and for a couple of years, and they had nothing. Quraysh boycotted them, and nothing goes in or out. Okay? They're out of their homes and secluded in a certain area. No food goes to them. Nobody deals with them, period. But during that time, they were the most enlightened people on this earth. Why? Because Allah was revealing Quran to Muhammad ﷺ, and they were listening to it, and they were learning what this deen is about, and who they are, and they grow as a human being. That is enlightenment. It does not go the other way around. What happened in Europe, the Enlightenment in Europe, which they call the Renaissance. During that time, actually, they did the opposite. They said to be enlightened, to break the shackle that religion has upon you. See? So, in their view, being enlightened is get rid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Get rid of all guidance. And that way you'll be enlightened. Okay? So another word, to them, taking the light away and going the path of darkness is enlightenment. But with us, taking the darkness away and following the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is enlightenment. But you're going to be tested in that path. And the companions showed us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed us within the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions, this model. So when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions went to Medina, at the end of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what was the Muslim civilization like? It was almost the same as started physically. The masjid is still, you know, when it rains, the rain comes in. Everything is very modest. the marketplace is the same, the dwelling that they were living in is the same. But it's the most enlightened civilization on earth at that time, and at all times. But by the standard of the Western and other standard, civilization means something different. It means the arts, it means the music, it means how you're living, it means the advancement in science and so forth. No, in Islam, enlightenment and civilization means you ask yourself who you are as a human being. What is your relationship with your Creator? What is your relationship with your Messenger? What is this life about? Are you working for it, or are you working for the hereafter? Are you having intention to do everything in the path of Allah or not? Answering these questions could determine if you are enlightened or you are in darkness. It has nothing to do with what you accumulate in this life. It has nothing to do with what you have in this life. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us about this. Okay? قُلْ لَوْ كَانَ, say to them, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if it was what? آباؤكم وأبناؤكم وإخوانكم وأزواجكم وعشيرتكم وأموال اقترفتموها وتجارة تخشون كسادها ومساكن ترضونها أحب إليكم من الله ورسوله وجهاد في سبيله فتربصوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره والله لا يهدي القوم الفاسقين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to us, to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to tell us, and to be recorded in the Quran, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If your fathers, your offspring, your brothers, وَعَشِيرَتُكُمْ وَأَزْوَاجُكُمْ, and your spouses, and your clans, and money you accumulated, and businesses that you're afraid that will go bad, and houses that you are pleased with it, happy with it. If you think all of that, if all of that was more beloved to you, that is the key word, more beloved to you than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger, and making jihad in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if that is more beloved than this, what happened? Allah says, فَتَرَبَّصُوا. The result, Allah is telling us, be aware now. Be aware that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring the matter on you. It is coming now. It is coming. When it is coming, how it is coming, we don't know, but Allah says it will be coming at you. Okay? And at the end of the verse, how Allah does end in this verse, and Allah does not guide those who are fasiqeen. Fasiqeen. Allah calls those who love these items in their heart more than Allah, His Messenger, making jihad in the way of Allah, they are fasiqeen. Why? What is fusuq or fisq? When the date when it gets ripe, when it's hard, you know, the yellow date, when it is hard, gets ripe a little bit, when you squeeze it, there's a small skin on it, and the date pops out when you squeeze it. And what's left in your hand is a small shell. They say, فَسَقَتُ التَّمْرَ. The tamra has, fusuq happened to the tamra, meaning what? Came out of it is its protection, it is shell. So, by you, from the inside, having love in your heart to all this, to your clan, your fathers, your children, your spouses, the money, the businesses, and the houses and so forth. If this is more beloved to you than Allah and His Messenger, making jihad in the way of Allah, that is a way of fusuq. Now you're bringing yourself out of the shell of Islam, out of the shell of protection. You're no longer protected now. Allah saying, be aware now. Okay, be aware. Okay, فَتَرَبَّصُوا. Look around. Look at something is coming at you now.